If you're over 60 and your blood sugar keeps creeping up, even though you're eating less and trying to be careful, this might shock you. Some of the most respected doctors now agree that insulin resistance after 60 is not a life sentence. In fact, with a few simple changes, your body can relearn how to use insulin properly. Again, sometimes faster than you ever imagined. Now let me tell you why this matters so much. Insulin resistance is the silent problem behind type 2 diabetes, stubborn belly fat, constant fatigue, brain fog, and even heart disease. And here's the scary part. Many people over 60 have it and don't even know. Their blood sugar tests may look borderline, but inside the body, insulin is already struggling to do its job. For years, older adults were told, this is just aging, or once you're insulin resistant, it only gets worse. But newer research and real-world clinical experience are proving something very different. Doctors are shocked because people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s are improving insulin sensitivity, not with extreme diets or exhausting workouts, but with small, smart changes that work with the aging body, not against it. Before we talk about the first change, you need to understand one key idea, and this alone can change how you see your health. Insulin resistance is not just about sugar. It's about how often your body is forced to release insulin. Every time you eat, especially refined carbs or constant snacks, insulin goes up. Over decades, your cells become numb to it, like ignoring a doorbell that rings all day long. After 60, this problem accelerates because muscle mass naturally decreases. Hormones shift, and many people move less than they used to. The result is a body that needs more insulin to do the same job. But the good news is this. The same age-related changes that increase insulin resistance also make your body respond very quickly when you fix the right things. So let's start with the first change that doctors say makes the fastest difference. The first change is not what you eat, but when you eat. Many older adults eat from morning until late at night breakfast, snacks, lunch, tea, dinner, and something sweet before bed. Each bite may be small, but the insulin response adds up. Doctors are now seeing dramatic improvements when people over 60 simply shorten their daily eating window. This doesn't mean starving or skipping meals randomly. It means giving your body a longer break from insulin every day. For example, eating within a 10 or 12-hour window instead of 15 or 16 hours. When insulin stays low for longer periods, your cells begin to listen again. This is when insulin sensitivity improves. What shocks doctors is how quickly this works. Some patients see better fasting blood sugar within 1 to 2 weeks. Not because they lost a lot of weight, but because their insulin levels finally had time to come down. During these breaks, the body switches from storing fuel to using stored energy, and that process directly improves insulin resistance. And no, this is not extreme fasting. It's simply stopping late-night eating and delaying breakfast slightly in a way that feels comfortable and sustainable. After 60, gentle consistency works better than aggressive rules. Now here's the second change, and this one surprises a lot of people. It's about movement, but not the kind you think. Many seniors are told to walk more, and walking is wonderful. But doctors are realizing that walking alone is not enough to reverse insulin resistance. The body needs muscle signals. Muscle is like a sponge for glucose, and the more active your muscles are, the less insulin your body needs. The mistake is thinking you need heavy weights or a gym. You don't. Simple resistance movements using your own body, weight like chair stands, wall push-ups, or slow controlled leg raises can dramatically improve how your muscles absorb sugar from the blood. Even just 10 minutes a day of this kind of movement sends a powerful message to your cells. We need glucose here. Doctors are shocked because people who couldn't tolerate long workouts are seeing better blood sugar numbers just by adding small strength-based movements into their routine. And there's another benefit. These movements reduce inflammation, improve balance, and protect joints, which makes it easier to stay active long-term. This is critical after 60 because consistency beats intensity every time. Now, before we move on, there's something very important you should know. These first two changes work best when they're done together. Eating less often lowers insulin demand, and gentle muscle activation increases insulin efficiency. That combination creates a powerful metabolic reset. In the next part, I'll share the third and fourth changes. One of them involves a common, healthy food that may actually be worsening insulin resistance in older adults. And the other is a simple daily habit that improves blood sugar without changing your diet at all. Now let's move to the third change. And this is where many well-meaning older adults unknowingly slow their progress. Doctors are shocked because this problem often comes from foods labeled as healthy. The issue is constant exposure to hidden carbohydrates. Foods like whole grain bread, oats, brown rice, fruit juices, smoothies, and even large portions of fruit are often recommended as healthy choices. And for younger, very active people, they can be. But after 60, the body processes carbohydrates differently. As we age, muscle mass declines and insulin response weakens. That means the same bowl of oats or glass of juice creates a much higher blood sugar spike than it did 20 years ago. Doctors are now seeing that reducing total carb load, not eliminating carbs, but choosing them carefully has a powerful effect on insulin resistance. The key is prioritizing protein, healthy fats, and fiber first, then adding small portions of slow-digesting carbs. When protein is eaten first, it slows glucose absorption and reduces insulin spikes. This simple sequence change, protein first, carbs last, has been shown to significantly lower post-meal blood sugar levels. And here is what really surprises doctors. Many patients don't need to cut calories or eat less food overall. They just change the order and type of food on their plate. Suddenly, blood sugar readings improve, energy stabilizes, and cravings decrease. Which brings us to the fourth change, and this one doesn't involve food or exercise at all. It involves sleep and, more importantly, sleep timing. Poor sleep dramatically worsens insulin resistance. Even one night of short or fragmented sleep can make your body temporarily insulin resistant the next day. After 60, sleep quality often declines due to stress, medications, or changes in circadian rhythm. Doctors are now emphasizing something simple but powerful: going to bed earlier and waking up at the same time every day. This stabilizes your internal clock, which directly affects insulin sensitivity. What shocks doctors is how strong this connection is. Patients who fix their sleep routine often see better fasting glucose numbers without changing their diet. That's because insulin sensitivity is closely linked to circadian rhythms. When your sleep is aligned, your body releases insulin more efficiently during the day and burns fat more effectively at night. Another overlooked factor is evening light exposure. Bright lights and screens late at night suppress melatonin, which interferes with insulin regulation. Simply dimming lights after sunset and avoiding screens an hour before bed can improve both sleep and blood sugar control. Now let's pause for a moment, because at this point, many people think they're doing everything right, but they're still not seeing results. That's where the fifth and final change comes in, and doctors say this one ties everything together. In the next part, I'll explain the final habit that helps your cells become insulin sensitive again. Why stress is more dangerous to blood sugar after 60 than sugar itself, and how people are reversing insulin resistance without extreme diets or medications. Now let's talk about the fifth change, and this one is often underestimated, even by people who eat well and stay active. Doctors are increasingly shocked by how powerful this factor is, especially after 60. The fifth change is managing daily stress. Not by eliminating it, but by calming the body's stress response. Here's why this matters so much. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol's job is to raise blood sugar so you have quick energy to deal with danger. That made sense thousands of years ago. But today, stress doesn't come from physical danger, it comes from finances, family worries, poor sleep, news, and constant mental pressure. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to cortisol. That means even mild ongoing stress can keep blood sugar elevated all day, even if you eat perfectly. Doctors now say that for many older adults, stress hormones raise blood sugar more than dessert does. What's shocking is how quickly insulin resistance improves when stress signals are reduced. Simple practices like slow breathing, short walks outdoors, prayer, meditation, or even sitting quietly for 5 minutes after meals can lower cortisol. When cortisol drops, insulin can finally do its job. Doctors are seeing patients whose numbers wouldn't improve with diet changes alone suddenly stabilize once stress is addressed. This is because insulin resistance is not just a metabolic issue, it's a nervous system issue too. And this is where everything comes together. When you eat within a shorter window, insulin gets a break. When you activate muscles gently, glucose has somewhere to go. When you reduce hidden carbs and eat protein first, insulin spikes shrink. When you sleep on time and protect your circadian rhythm, insulin works more efficiently. And when you calm your stress response, cortisol stops fighting insulin. None of these changes are extreme. None require expensive supplements or harsh rules. Yet together, they create a powerful shift inside the body, one that doctors didn't expect to see so often in people over 60. And that's why they're shocked. Because people who are told this is just aging are now seeing their blood sugar improve, their energy return, their belly fat decrease, and their confidence grow. Not overnight, but steadily, safely, naturally. The most important thing to remember is this: insulin resistance is not a failure. It's a signal. And your body, even after 60, is still listening if you speak its language. If you're over 60, the most powerful takeaway is this: your body is not broken, and it's not too late. Insulin resistance is not something that suddenly appears, it's something that slowly builds over years. And that means it can be slowly reversed with the right signals. You don't need extreme fasting, exhausting workouts, or complicated diets. You just need to give your body fewer insulin spikes, stronger muscle signals, better sleep timing, calmer stress responses, and a little more patience. These simple changes work because they respect how the aging body actually functions. Start small, choose one change, and stay consistent for a week. Then at the next. Many people over 60 are shocked when their blood sugar numbers begin to improve, not because they forced their body, but because they finally supported it. And remember, always talk to your healthcare provider before making major changes, especially if you're on medication. This information is for education, not diagnosis or treatment. If this video helped you understand insulin resistance in a new way, share it with someone you care about. Small changes, done daily, can lead to powerful results no matter your age.